What's up guys, it's IFBB Pro Roxy Beckles, and today I want to talk to you about how to choose the right division to compete in when it comes to your bodybuilding shows and competitions. Now on my blog, I've already written about this topic, so I don't want to get into the things that I've already touched on in the actual blog post. You can go back and read that in the comment section below. I'll go ahead and put the link for you, and in the description portion as well. Today, I want to touch on a little bit of things that I didn't write about in the article and give you a little bit more of a well-rounded perspective about all the things you need to think of before doing your next show and trying to figure out exactly where you fit in. We're so lucky nowadays that we have so many options when it comes to competing and where anyone wants to fit in. So it's like you can be a total beginner at this game or totally new at working out. You can be someone who's worked out for years and years. And depending on your natural structure and depending on the amount of muscularity that you carry, there's something for everyone. So I want to give you the best tips that I can when it comes to deciding where the heck should I be? What division should I be in? So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to trying to decide what division to compete in is to look at your structure. Look at where you are currently and where you want to be when it comes to how your body looks. This game is so much about genetics. Yes, you can work hard, you can train hard, you can put on muscle, and you can get leaner, but you can't always work against what your natural structure is. So one of the first things that you want to do is familiarize yourself with what each of the divisions look for and how you fit into that. Now I'm specifically dealing with women in this article, and I'll go ahead and touch upon what guys need to think about when it comes to your 4 divisions that you offer. But right now, let's talk about our female competitors. Now for females, we have the Bikini Division, we have the Figure and the Fitness Division, then we also have Women's Physique. And as you go up in these divisions, the muscularity, the degree of or amount of muscle that you carry is going to get greater, and the amount of conditioning that you need to bring to the stage is also going to increase. So if you're someone who has a smaller frame, maybe you're a thinner type of body, maybe you have more of an hourglass shape, or you're someone who has really great developed lower half, like the legs and the glutes, but you have a smaller upper half, Bikini is a great division for you to fit yourself into, because that division doesn't want to see extreme muscularity nor extreme conditioning. Now, if you're someone who has a really developed upper body, you've got nice capped shoulders, a nice V-tapered and developed legs with sweeping quads, and hopefully a tiny waist, then Fitness or Figure would be great for you. Figure, of course, would be best for those of you who don't wish to do a routine or can't do a routine. If you don't have like a dance or a gymnastic background, then Figure is great for you. But if you're someone who's used to performing, or even if you've never done any of that stuff before, but you want to try doing routines and getting in that part of the sport because you love it, Fitness is great for you. So that's the 2 differences between those 2 divisions. Now I go into really great detail about this in the actual post. So I want you guys to go ahead, click the link below and read up on that, because I don't want to spend all my time talking about this type of stuff when I've already covered it. Now let's go ahead and talk about Women's Physique. Women's Physique is kind of now like a throwback to 80s bodybuilding and maybe just a little bit bigger. When it comes to the comparison between Physique and Figure, the Physique girls are definitely going to carry a lot more muscle and bring a lot tighter conditioning. So it's a great place for you to start if you have years of training under your belt, or you just naturally are someone who carries a lot of muscle on you, and know that you can push yourself to get to the amount of conditioning that's needed for that stage. All in all, with Figure and with Women's Physique and with Fitness as well, we are always looking for that X frame. So we want to see a developed upper body, we want to see nice cap delts, a tiny waist, lats that flare out, and then going into the lower half where you have a nice quad sweep and great glutes, great hamstrings and calves as well. So when you're trying to decide where in those divisions you fit, take an honest look at where you currently are. And that'll give you some clues as to where you may need to be. Now, as beginners, those of you who have never done this before, pick whatever fits your structure and whatever you actually love to do. Sometimes you might have a woman who should probably do bikini, but she loves figure. Try it out. In fact, you might be able to try out both, because on the local level, some promoters do allow you to cross over into different divisions, so you can kind of see where you might fit in and do well. The same thing for those of you who do figure who might want to try physique, but you don't know if you should fit in there. Go into a show, sign up for both divisions, and see where you do well, and that should be able to guide you where you need to be. Asking for judges' feedback is another thing, because sometimes you might love one division, but you should really be in another, and you'll see yourself doing better because you've switched over. So make sure that no matter what, you try what you like, and then get a sense of where you belong by looking at your structure and being able to receive critical feedback. And that leads me to my next tip for you. Tip number 2, become a true fan of the sport. Make sure that you attend local shows, and try to really see if you can start picking out people in a lineup who would be in the top placings. Now, keep in mind that this sport is subjective. It's based upon opinions about what people think the ideal is when they see it in front of them. And the judges, for the most part, are all trained to know exactly what to look for. Or even checking out sites like RX Muscle, Muscular Development, or NPC News Online are really great sites to be able to go and look at results from different shows and seeing who's placing in the top spots from first place to fifth place. And by you taking a look at that and studying the bodies that are out there, studying the sport, you start to develop the eye and start to know what it is exactly that you need to bring to the stage to be a better competitor. Tip number 3, pay attention to other divisions. It's really interesting, we get into this sport and we love what we love. We love the divisions that we compete in, but oftentimes, competitors don't really pay attention to what's going on in the other divisions. But what you don't realize is that what's happening on the whole in the industry, as far as all of the divisions are concerned, is going to affect one or the other. So when it comes to, figure and its look and how hard it is, how much muscle the girls are carrying, is going to be influenced by what they're judging in bikini and what they're judging in women's physique. And if you switch any of those around, it's the same thing, because each of the divisions is a progression of the other. So if you pay attention to what's happening in some of the other divisions, you'll kind of get a sense to know where your division is headed. So don't have tunnel vision. Take a look to see who's winning bikini, who's winning figure, who's winning fitness, who's winning in women's physique. And by you doing that, you'll become a better participant in the sport and competitor as well. Now, once you've figured out exactly where you need to be, it's time for you to start to learn to pose and present your body in the way you need to for your division. I cannot stress enough how important posing is, because if you're going to do all of this work in the gym, if you're going to stick to a diet and really try to bring the best physique that you can to the stage, it's not going to matter if you don't know how to present it properly. So I encourage you, even if you don't have a show coming up, you don't have anything picked, you don't know what's going on with your season just yet, spend some time every once in a while working on your posing, working on your presentation. So that way, when it comes down to it and you're in the midst of contest prep, this stuff becomes like muscle memory. When you're on stage, no matter where your nerves are, no matter how nervous you are or worried or anxious, it doesn't matter, because your body starts to move in a way that it already knows what to do. So start practicing your posing immediately. Presentation is everything. I have seen competitors lose placings at shows because they don't know how to present their bodies properly. So I can't tell you enough and stress how important learning how to pose is and learning how to present is, and you should be doing it right now. Tip number 5, as amateur competitors, not only do you want to see what's going on the local level and how the shows are being judged around where you would be competing, but you want to also pay attention to the national level shows as well as the pro shows. Mostly all of the major bodybuilding sites will cover the national level shows, and they will also cover a great majority of pro shows as well. Seeing the trends in judging and who's placing at these higher levels will give you a better idea of what you need to do, what you need to bring to the stage when you become a more seasoned competitor. This is especially important for those of you who are looking to earn your pro card. You've got to know what's going on in the industry, who's doing well, and what it is that the judges may be looking for. This again has to do with developing that eye for the sport. You've got to be in this game for real and not just have your eyes set ahead of you without seeing what's around you and understanding how this game works. So I encourage you, take a look after shows go up, after they post the pictures, after they post scorecards. Look at the scorecards as well, because then you'll see how far away competitors are placed, and start to understand why people are placing where they are. The more you understand that, the more you go into that, the more you delve into that, the more you understand to be able to bring yourself to where you need to be. The more you see that it's not always about politics. Sometimes it's a matter of opinion, sometimes a matter of who presents the best, and just how the trends in the industry are going. So always keep yourself aware. And my final tip for you is to make sure that you are working with coaches who understand the business, who understand the industry, who themselves follow the industry through all the divisions. Not just people who just do one thing and that's all they do is bikini, or they only work with figure girls or whatever. Make sure you are working with a coach who understands all of it. And it's always great to work with someone who has actually done it before. Now, there are some really excellent coaches out there who don't have a lot of stage experience, and that's fine. But make sure that they are true fans of the sport and they can really bring you to your absolute best. That is the key to make sure that you keep moving up the ladder when it comes to your placings and how you do. Because let's be honest, you're in this game, and yeah, maybe the first time you go up there, you don't care about winning a trophy, but when you're in this game for a while, honey, it starts to matter. You want some hardware for your hard work, and the only way that's going to happen is if you have a really strong team behind you. So if you go with a coach, make sure that coach understands what this industry is all about and can really get you to your best. And not only that, they can get you there safely and effectively. Don't ever put your health in the line when it comes to contest prep. There are ways to do this in a very sane and healthy way. Well, I hope you guys found this video helpful today. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them down in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer them for you and to clarify anything that you need. For more tips, more advice, and more things that'll help you to bring your best when it comes to your competing and contest prep, please come by and visit my website, www.rockstarfitness.com. And if you're interested in working with me, make sure that you go ahead and send me a message, sign up for a complimentary appointment, and I'll be sure to meet you and send you on your path to greatness. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.